Hey, welcome to another video, and in this one I'm going to be taking a podcast clip and making it a video so that we can actually publish it on places like YouTube or Instagram stories or Instagram native or IG Reels or wherever you want to post the thing. Maybe you just want to make a little clip for Twitter, and there are a couple of different ways to do this, but I'm going to show you the way that I've been doing it in a tool called Descript, which has literally changed the way that I'm doing everything with regards to editing and basically collaborating with my VA to get my episodes and videos and all of these things published. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the process that I'm using inside of Descript. So let me take you over there right now. Okay, so we're inside of my Descript account. This is the native app that's on my Windows computer. It should look similar on your Mac if you're using a Mac. And I've got a basic episode up here. I've already gone through and fixed the audio. I fixed the little edits and the little bumps and all of the things that are in this episode, and my VA has already worked on this particular episode. So you can see all the edits are already here. It's a very basic edit. There's no effects, there's no fanciness going on. This is how I generally publish my podcast, so don't judge me. This is the basic layout. And what I'm going to do right now, because we're working with an audio clip, or we want to actually create a clip from the episode, a video clip right now. This is audio only. This was not recorded as a video. You can see that there's no video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, and I am just going to edit the title. So I'm duplicating the composition so that we have a copy. So it literally makes a copy of the episode. And so the edit is exactly the same. I'm just changing this headline here, and I'm going to put a V in front of it so that I know that this is going to be the video. Now you might say to me, hey, there's no video on this podcast. There was no video recorded on this podcast. So how are you going to add a video? How are you going to make this a video? It's pretty simple. So let's walk through the process. Okay. So I've got this clip here, and I've also made a little graphic, which I made in Canva. And this little graphic is not anything fancy. It basically just has a couple of things. So what I'm going to do is I'll drag it into Descript, and I'm going to put it at the beginning here in front of the W of welcome. And so now you can see it's opened out this video piece on the right side, and I made the image as a square, right? Because I want to make this as an Instagram clip. And you can see on the timeline, it's put this in at, I don't know, what's it, 4 or 5 seconds or whatever, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. And the clip is, the video it's creating as a wider video, right? You can see this composition now is 8 minutes, 5 seconds, and it's 1920 by 1080. Now, if I go through and edit this and I change this from landscape to square, boom, now we've got a square version that is 1080 by 1080. That's the size of the image I made, but it's also the size that Descript uses, and it's a 30 frame per second clip. And so that's what it is now. And so now this image, you can see if I go over here, it's black because the orange over here, it's not over the whole entire timeline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally shrink the timeline and drag my image all the way to the end. So this might take a little while because I've got to take this clip all the way and drag it all the way to the end. Now, the reason why I'm doing this on the entire video, even though it's on the entire podcast episode, you'll see in a couple of seconds here as I drag this over. So I'm just going to zoom into the end, make sure it's right at the end. Now, if I go anywhere, and I'm just going to bring the timeline up a little bit. Now we want the words on the video because that's what we're hoping for. All right, so let's go back to the video, to the beginning. And now on Descript, there's this feature called Fancy Captions. So I'm going to put Fancy Captions in the front, and here is basically the fancy caption. Now, this is not showing anything because there aren't any words on the screen. So let's go to a point where there are some words. So there. So now you can see I've got welcome to the marketing stack. It's showing this marketing stack podcast because that's where my cursor is. There's welcome to. Now if I click on this and I go to change the font size and I change the color and I can change the size, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this in the middle of the clip, And then let's see if we do, so that's just going to rotate and it's got a shadow. So that's basically it. So if I center and it's middle aligned, that's perfectly fine. Now the editing features on this is fairly straightforward. It's very basic, but you can see that if I hit play, that's it. Like, it's not doing anything else. And because of this thing here being just there, if I drag this out to the rest of the episode, you will see that, there we go, this will work. All right, so if I drag it out all the way to the end, and I believe that it has a, so that's basically working just fine, right? Okay, there we go. So now you can see that it's flowing all the way to the end, right? Now, another thing that I can do if I really wanted to get fancy. Okay, and so basically that would be the clip. Now, if I wanted to actually find the hook in this video, and let's say I wanted to make a 1-minute clip, and I think a nice hook here would be, okay, what about if I made this hook, and if I timed it, now you can see just above the timeline, I've got a sort of there. So this is 25 seconds. So if I play this, so that would be my clip. Now, if I wanted to export this as it is with this thing, I would hit share, I would hit export. Let me see. If I wanted to export this video, and I would select current selection, and I would have 2-channel, 1080 by 80, video quality is high, and there it is. I would export it. So now you won't be able to see this, but it's going to my desktop. I'm going to put this into my Google Drive folder right away, because I am going to use this clip on social to create a little bit of buzz for this episode. All right, so now it's exporting the video, and because it's a short clip, you'll see it'll be pretty quick. And so that's one way to do that. The other way to do this is if I hit share and I go to export and I hit audiogram. Now this is going to create a slightly different version of it, but what this is basically is the selection that I'm using a template from Descript, and you can see that there are a few different templates, right? There's that one, there's this one, there's there's this one here, which I do also like. There's this one, which is also pretty cool. So I like the one with the wave bars because it's, you know, it creates that attraction. Now what I've done here is the accent color is blue, so that's going to change the audio bar. So if I change this to pink, for example, it's going to be pink. If I change this to yellow, it's going to be that. And I'm going to change it back to blue because those are my colors. The background image, I've got that same Canva image that I used to create the clip earlier as the background here. I've taken the title off and I've taken the speaker label off because usually the title would show up here in the corner. You can't really see it, it's really tiny, but that would be there, and all the other settings. And I'm using the pro version of Descript, which is actually on a 7-day trial, but I've got none here as the badge, usually the Descript badge. If I select the Descript, you're going to see the Descript badge in the corner there, which I don't actually want to show. So I selected none, and so that's going to do that. So now if I export this audiogram, it's going to export and it's going to put it into a browser file or onto my browser, which I now can download. Okay, so here's the audio clip. It's uploaded it to the Share Descript site. And so what I'm going to do here now, download this file. And if I hit play here, so that looks pretty cool. Like, I like this at the bottom, and obviously on different tools, it's going to play slightly differently. But if I really wanted to, I could go create multiple versions of this and download them and use the clips wherever I want to. Now, these clips are also like really tiny, and so it makes it easy to actually export. Now, what I do have to do is unpublish that because I've downloaded the file already. So inside of Descript. So now we're back at Descript. So what I'm going to do is go to my dashboard, and I'm going to go to my audiograms, and you'll see that this is the audiogram that's here. Because I've already downloaded it, I'm going to basically delete the published version of it. So now I'm going to show you a different way to do the audiogram, or to actually have the video of yourself in the clip with the transcriptions. So follow along with me, and basically this is the video that we recorded, and I'm going to take this piece of the clip to create an audiogram for the video. Got this copy, and this copy is going to just be square, right? This is going to be the square version. I am going to change the sizing, not portrait. I'm going to make it square. And so now I've got the clip in the middle, right? And so I want a white background. And so I'm going to go to find rectangle, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to position it. And there it is. It's filled up the entire space, and you can see that I don't have a stroke and I don't have a shadow on it. It's the full color is white. Now I've got this rectangle. So I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to create this clip, and I'm going to put it like, and then I'm going to create another one. Now again, this is just my kind of hacky way of doing it. So I'm going to, and what's nice is you can see if I hover over, it's giving me those that line, or where the video actually is. But I'm okay with taking a little bit more space. Now I've got my top and my bottom. All I need to do is now stretch this over to the rest of the video. Let's stretch this out. So that's stretched out now. All right, now I need to add the fancy captions at the beginning. It's now here. So I'm just going to bring that down. And now this font is obviously too big because this was based on what it was before. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to unbold it because I think regular looks a little bit better. Maybe medium. Yes. Okay, so now basically the caption is going to play from here. So that looks fine. So what I'm gonna do is put a title. So actually, before I do that, let me do this, and I'm going to put a title, and we'll paste that title in there, and I'm going to resize this. Now, obviously, like from an editing point of view, and I'm sharing my screen with you, so this is why it's so tiny, but on my 4K monitor, this is actually a lot easier. All right, now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to grab the Descript logos from Google so that it looks a little better. Okay, and then I'm going to take this Descript logo, I got to add it as a media item, and then take it and add it over there. So now it's taken it and put it across the entire video, which I don't want to do, and so I will just shrink it, and I will and maybe if I do that, get a bit fancy. All right, I think that looks cool. So if I hit play now, it works fine. Drag these two clips over so that I've added this to the entire video. So I can export this for the entire video if I wanted to. Now I've done this for the whole clip, and so that's cool. What I'm also going to do actually is I'm going to add my branding. Okay, so I've got my logo now, and I'm going to drag it over. I'm going to put it at the front. Same process, and because it's got the white background, it'll be fine. And I put it at the bottom, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it over there, and then it'll be fine. So let's stretch this out. Basically pretty much done. What I'm going to do now is, because I want just a very small portion of it to be exported, this is the piece that I'm going to export, and I'm going to hit publish, and I'm going to go to export video, current selection. All the stuff stays the same. I'm going to export that to my drive. So now the video will export. It's pretty quick. It's a 35-second clip, and you'll see in the final edit what this is going to look like. Hey, welcome to another video, and in this one I'm going to be taking a podcast clip and making it a video so that we can actually publish it on places like YouTube. Or so with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out other videos that may be beneficial to you over, I think, over this side or that side, wherever. It's on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye for now.